In going through my fragrance collection and contemplating the next video idea, I saw a fragrance that I haven't reached for in very minimum 4 to 5 years, and that's by the most popular fragrance content creator, Jeremy Fragrance. Now his original fragrance one, which blew up making millions, shout out to you by the way, woo, was a super popular fragrance, clearly, but also very polarizing. But I think it was also polarizing because he's the biggest content creator and puts himself out there sometimes to be poked at and laughed at, which is super smart in the marketing aspect. But does his fragrance one, the original, not any other flankers, nothing else along that space, but does the original fragrance still hold it down in 2023? Well, let's roll my music to see if it in fact does. Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. This is your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. Short video. I just want to see if this joint still holds it down. It's been a long, and I mean a long time, with testing and having people sample, giving people samples back then of this fragrance, since I was probably one of the early ones to purchase this joint. Now I forgot the exact release date. Does this have it on it? No, but this is the original Fragrance One presentation. I don't know if you guys remember it or not. It didn't come with any cap. It just came with like a little atomizer cover and that's it. The original Fragrance One. I haven't smelled this in so long, and clearly it has a massive dent. I did give out a ton of samples. I had a bunch of people smell it and spray it and give their opinion, because truth be told, he was one of the first to pull this out on the scale that he did. I think there's other content creators that drop fragrances before Jeremy, but nobody's gotten to that scale that he has. He's an extremely polarizing person. We've had a couple of conversations at most. Nice dude. I really have nothing bad to say about him, but obviously his marketing skills and his promotional skills are on next level because he's in everybody's mouth. I mean, at this point, I'm making a video, right? But it's more about his fragrance, not about him. So Fragrance One, the original Office for Men. In 2023, is it still lit? From what I remember of this joint, it was a smack in the face of like sheer high-end designer aroma chemical punch that had all the power that you're looking for in a fragrance. From what I remember, the ultimate goal was, and he always liked things that had amazing performance, long lasting, with an abundance of sillage around you that the whole world can smell. And truth be told, that's a majority of the people. They want to wear fragrance because they want to be noticed by everyone. So does this beast still have power 4 years later, or whatever the case may be? Let's find out. I'm gonna do one spray. Let's start to see if that still has macerated. Maybe it's gotten even stronger in the last couple of years. And it definitely is in the air right now. Oh, jeez. It's a little extra punchy off paper. Oh man. It does smell like a smack of aroma chemical on this joint. Like, intense. The bergamot, the citrus notes are really sharp, edgy, will slice your nose hair off. Very high-end mass appeal DNA in the designer space. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just do it on skin. Just go for gold. It
stings the nostrils.
All right, I'm gonna do one spray. I'm gonna let it air out a second. I'm not gonna put this directly to my nose right now because it's like doing a blast of yayo. Like, hey, I'm not ready for that. It's too early. It's still nice. Very wearable, mass appeal as fuck, but it's definitely in the space of a high-end designer. There's a lot of musky punchiness. There's a lot of aroma chemical. You can smell by the scent profile that he tried to go like almost extract the parfum concentration. That's what it smells like off the skin. Is it a fragrance that's still gonna get mass appeal? It feels like a combination of like an Acqua di Gio mixed with like a sprinkle of Aventus mixed with like Sauvage Essence kind of thing. It's very mass appeal, easily wearable. Somebody would absolutely enjoy wearing this fragrance, but it's kind of something that has to air out a little bit. Like, it has to sit and kind of just dissipate to finally dry down into something that your DNA or your skin chemistry is going to be able to adapt to. It's not bad, it's just punchy. And I feel that it just falls and gets lost in the space of other designer fragrances which share that same nuance of that scent. What they don't have in those designer fragrances is that this has an abundance of power, has a lot of potency, has a lot of balls. It's definitely in the air right now and in massive abundance just with that singular spray. I don't remember the other ones. Honestly, they're probably somewhere in the stash. It's a black bottle. It gets lost in the hundreds of other black bottles. But I remember that this one still had the most power, the most potency, the most musky, the most aroma chemical mix out of this particular fragrance. It's definitely the most popular fragrance released by a content creator, and it had to be, of course, the biggest content creator in the fragrance space. But in 2023, it's not something I would personally reach for. There's so many other options in the space that are quite similar, minus the abundance of like aroma chemical punchy muskiness coming out of this fragrance. So if I wanted to be loud and crazy, I would just do some wild shit and get this joint and maybe throw like Molecule 1 on top of it just so it lasts forever, or just lather in Vaseline and spray this on and just walk around just killing everyone in sight with this fragrance. 2023, not a fragrance I would personally reach for. Still a nice scent profile that a lot of people would enjoy, but for me, this is still the OG powerhouse out of all the fragrance once releases. Not necessarily the best one, but the powerhouse nonetheless. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Were you one of the ones who initially purchased this fragrance, and what are your thoughts? I'll see y'all snitches next time. You know it is biggest in the game. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? Wanna know who's gonna pass the test? For the fly gun holder, money folder, Motorola start tag when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.